Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How is it
Namaste.
going? Are you having a good day, Mina?
Yes, so far so good.
Okay. And now it's going to get even better because we're going to be able to help people and talk about Postman. So, what else could we ask for?
Woo!
So, yeah, another stream, another office hours. Welcome if it's your first time joining us on that stream. I'm Artemi, developer advocate at Postman, and I'm here with Mina.
Developer advocate at Postman.
What a surprise! So what we do on this stream, we spend an hour trying to help you use Postman. If you have any questions, you drop it on the chat, and we show you how to do it. We show you how to get to a specific functionality if you're looking for something specific. And if not, we just spend some time running through some features of Postman that we think you should know about, whether it's a new feature, whether it's something that's been there for a while but that is not known about. We just chat about Postman generally. If people are here but don't have time to ask their questions, just so you know, there's another one later today at 7 p.m. UTC. But also there's a community forum where you can ask your questions and we can reply there as well. But if you're around and if you have any questions right now, you may as well ask them and we can reply to them. With that said, we start our stream every time with in case you missed it. So I do not have actually we used to have a small video to play before we did in case you missed it. We don't have it on this setup yet. So all
What
we
does
have to do.
you usually have?
It's usually just the Cooper, or Chief Happiness Officer, Cooper, the dog.
Yeah, I haven't met him. Is it him or her?
It's a him.
Okay. I haven't met him.
And so it's just him. And in case you missed it, that just goes. And usually Joy sings on top of it, but also we don't have Joyce right now, so we don't even have the singing bit. But I'll just give it to you. I can start sharing your screen, maybe, if you had anything to show, or is it just something to talk about?
Yeah, sure. I could go through what's the latest in Postman.
Yeah, I'll share your screen then.
Okay. I'm going to be looking that side because that's where I've placed my monitor. This time I know where the release notes are.
You have it saved because you need to go there now every other week.
Okay. So the latest that we've seen is I think last week. Yeah, I released 7.36 last week. Postman now supports generating code snippets in Dart. So could go to the app and show you how it's done in case. Yeah. Okay. So I have the Postman Echo collection open over here, and there is this hidden code generation feature.
True.
Yes. So there's a lot of languages over here, and I think I've updated my app. Yes.
Nice.
So there's Dart here too. So for everybody who loves Dart, just copy
Is
this.
that a JavaScript framework?
It looks similar to JavaScript.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me check. I think it is.
It's Google's. Google has developed Dart, no?
Okay. And it's a client-optimized programming language for apps on multiple platforms. Okay, so it's client-side. It can compete with a native code or JavaScript. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Today we learned. So actually, one thing that you could show, and every time we talk about code snippets, there's people that don't know that it's there, mostly because it's hidden behind this small code thing. Do you have the web version of Postman opened?
Yes.
And because I think it's one of the difference as to how to access it.
Wait. If I go
Do you want me to hide your screen while you go there?
It's gopostman.co.
Yeah, that's the one. So,
Yeah, and we want to look at the code feature over here. And then
do you want to switch accounts first?
Oh, yes. So, yeah, I can use my personal one.
Yep.
Oops.
Now I'm not scared anymore. Oh, did you leak something?
Yeah,
I didn't even check.
I was playing with something. So
Okay, well, I've unshared your screen, so you can get there. I'll give you some time. In the meantime, I'll give a reminder to the viewers. I know there's a few people that are watching. That if you have any question, you can ask them. Ideally, Postman questions. We can possibly help with other type of questions, but our expertise is definitely on Postman, as you would have guessed, since it's a Postman stream. And if you don't have questions, can I start sharing?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the thing we were showing, we wanted to show the difference for accessing code snippets between the app and the web version. So that's the new UI for the web version. So if you use Postman for the web, you'll see that. Do you actually know where it is now?
I was hoping I was hoping it'll be somewhere here, but
Yep.
this like this looks like it should. The icon seems like it should have the code. Yeah.
So now in the web version, there's this new concept of context bar, which is the thing that you just open, and you can see there's a few menus. So from here, you can handle the comments, you can see the code snippets, you can see the documentation if your collection has some documentation. This one has some. And then the last one, the I, gives you information about who owns the collection. If you own the collection, gives you information about who last edited it, who created it, but mostly gives you the ID. So if you're using the Postman API to do some collection update, to do some collection deletion, to run monitors, etc., you can just get the IDs of collections or requests directly from here, instead of having to use the Postman API to get to that, basically. So that's pretty helpful. Was there anything else in the release?
No, there's a lot of I think there's a lot of bug fixes,
which is good in a way. Yeah, actually. So every time we release, so there's different ways to know what's new, right? Like, so there's the release notes. There's also the community forum, where you can show. Actually, I think you wrote the last one. So if you go to the community forum, there's a what's new section.
This should be.
Oh yeah, it's actually Postman News. Yep, and then what's new, and you've posted explaining what it is.
There's pictures here.
Yeah, it's a bit different from the release notes. The release notes are very just like an exhaustive list without too much detail, which is just there as a changelog. Whereas this is an actual way to, like, how do I use this new feature? Where usually you, me, or someone else from the DevRel team would go and create a small topic as to this is new and this is how you use it. Is there any other way actually to get to know? Oh, there's GitHub, I guess.
Yes, there's GitHub. Oh, before that, though, I just find the link over here. Yeah. So, I just want to call out that the code generators are actually open source. So, if there's another language or another framework that you prefer, so there's Dart and there's so many other languages, right? If there's anything that you prefer, you could just raise a PR or just raise the issue. Somebody can work on it. Somebody can pick it up.
Yeah, I think Dart came out like through a community contribution. I think we were not planning to add it, but then we saw there was quite a few people asking for it on that repository, so we ended up adding it, which is good. And you can see we have a few pull requests or whatnot landing there, but yeah. And then the last way, so you can see the release notes on GitHub. No, these ones are just the same ones as on the website, right?
Yeah, exactly the same. Yes.
And then the last place is the public roadmap.
Trello doesn't have. Trello has. Yeah,
Oh, has it been updated?
it has,
Okay.
but it doesn't have as much detail, right?
Yeah, Trello is a. So the difference between the three we've just mentioned and Trello is that Trello is supposed to tell you ahead of time what's going to come out. The other ones are all just about, oh, this is out now, so go check it out. Trello, because it's a roadmap, you're supposed to be tracking, to be able to track from the moment we start working on something to the moment it is released. So if your team was actually interested in code snippets in Dart, they would have been able to see that this is coming up, and they can start like thinking about, oh, this feature is going to be available. How are we going to use it, or how is that going to change our workflow? For example, sharing of mock servers is something that should come eventually. So you can try that. Oh, why do you have numbers on your cards?
Yes, that's because I have this Chrome extension, which is, yeah, it's this one. It's Trello card numbers. So we
Okay.
used to use a lot of Trello at my previous workplace, and like with the commit, you need to mention the story number, the card number that you're working on. So this was useful.
That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, that was new to me. Cool. All right. So that's this said. I am not seeing any questions. So if that's the case, we'll just go into full demo mode, and we can talk about many things. What do you want to start with? What do you want me to start with?
Yeah, there was this video that I saw of you and Joyce, and I think you were taking us through the journey of Postman.
Yeah, I could redo the same thing, but that's going to take another hour. But we can try to.
Just go. We can go reverse.
Okay, so how do we do that? Let's see. Let me open a new tab. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. So that's our Twitch workspace or Twitch team. So whenever there's a guest on this stream, we invite them to there, and then we're able to work together. So the first thing that I want to mention for people that are not aware of it is that Postman is available on the web. And this is the UI I'm going to show now. It differs a lot from the app. Actually, let me change the web one to light as well. It's going to differ a lot from the app. But you can expect all this to be merged into the app eventually, so somewhere in the next month. So if you want to see a preview of what's coming up, you can just go to well, actually, you can just go to postman.com. I'll show you in a private window. Click sign in, and then sign into your account, and you'd access that same view for Postman for the web. So
I like the web UI better. Or maybe I'm just.
no, actually, there's many things that are much easier to do on the web UI, I think.
It just feels like it has more space.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. I think so. Let's. We're not going to go into all the details. If you're more interested in like the actual what's new with this, or how to use it, as Mina mentioned, there's a stream from last week that you can find on YouTube. Right here. This one, what is the brand new Postman? And you can see exactly what it was, and we walk through all the details. So there's just a few things that we want to highlight. There's this new homepage, which gives you a lot of details. But the main difference is in the workspace, I guess. So if I go to the same workspace on both, so that's the web version, and that's the app version. Let me close all this. This is much smaller, which is probably why you feel like there's a lot more space. Like the collections are not these big rectangles anymore. It's just a list view. Then I can open each collection, like each folder, etc. Then you also have access to more stuff. So while in the app, you'd had to, your environments were there. If you had mocks, they would be in here with the monitors, documentation same way. Collection here, APIs here, history here. In the web version now, it's all in the left side, so it's pretty easy to access. I've got all my environments here. I'm not going to click on them because credentials, and we've done that before. If I had monitors, I actually have one here, and I can show you this one because it keeps failing and it keeps sending me emails when it's failing.
Doesn't look like it's been failing.
Why am I getting emails then? Let's see. Oh wait, is that all today? Does it run every 5 minutes? Yeah, I think I've actually parameter. Okay, let's see if I can do. There we go. I only want to see no results. There we go. So yeah, I guess that's probably right. That's when I got these emails. I was actually thinking it was running every week, and I was getting an email every time it would fail. But it's just that it failed a few times. So I have a monitor that runs. What it does, it checks, it sends an API request to the Discourse API, checks for new topics. If there's a new topic that hasn't gotten an answer in a certain amount of time, I get a notification, and then it tells us, the DevRel team, that, oh, this person is waiting for an answer. You should probably pay them attention and give them an answer. And it failed 5 times, 6 times, 7 times? Yeah, 7 times. And you can actually explore straight from this UI as well what happened. So you can see.
So it's a good thing that we're answering, or maybe it's a bad thing that nobody's asking.
I think it's so. The thing with the community forum is we also, while we can probably answer most of the questions, just like hopefully if you have any questions today, we should be able to answer them. We like to have the community helping the community as well. We don't want just to be us like answering everyone. Yeah. So we always leave some time before we reply, unless we're online and we can just reply with there. But if no one replies, it's usually either it's a problem that no one had before, I guess, or we just missed it. So therefore we have this just to make sure that no one stays like without an answer. So you can see this one failed. And you can see why it said connection refused to that IP. Why? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that's why it failed. Let's see if it was always the same error. You can look here. This one had an invalid URL. Fair enough. This one, connection timed out. So you can see the different errors straight from here. So when you were doing it in the app, first, I would need to find that monitor, and to be fair, I have no idea where it's hiding. Probably in this one.
It's hidden.
Yeah, there you go. And then I would have to click on it. It would lead me to the UI, and then basically kind of the same thing, but in the web. Where now I can just do everything from here, which is nice. Same for mock servers. Have them straight in the UI. Environments, I showed them before. APIs, if I have an API, I can just have it here and do it from here. Oh, that's a GraphQL API spec. That's interesting. I've never worked with that. And then the collection. So that's I guess there would be a very strong TLDR on the UI of the web version. Do you want to talk about public workspaces now?
So I was hoping we could also use the search, or maybe we could show the explore.
Okay, let's do that. Let me clean that up. Share again. Okay, so 2 things you want us to show. First, the search, and then explore. The search is new as well. So we used to have a search here, which was kind of, it was kind of complete, but not the best to use. So if I wanted to find, for example, this monitor, which was Discourse, so I can type in Discourse. I can say I want to find in these specific collections or whatever. And somehow I can't click find. Oh, okay. So if I do everything, I can't click find. And then it only searches in collections and environments. It should find, like, if I have this collection, then I can see it should be the one that is linked to my monitor, but I'm not sure. So what we have now with this new interface, we have how do they call it, this search?
The good search.
The good search. Is it like the good place but for search? I think it's the universal search, where basically you can search
for everything.
Yeah, you can search for anything. Hey, Danny. You can search for everything, but anywhere, basically anything Postman universally. Even though, to be fair, it is limited to Postman domain. But I could search for, let's say, I can search for discourse again. Then I have everything that shows up here. I could say I only want teams that mention discourse. Can't find anything. Let's see. This team is called Meow, I think. Let's find it. No.
Search for Twitter.
Here we find some. Cool. And
All
then
so many teams Twitter.
what does this do? Okay, so then I go to the actual Twitter team and I can find their collection. And then, well, it's a very good lead to the Explore, Mina. Well done. Do you want to
I planned it.
Okay. Do you want to talk a bit about this new Explore?
Oh yeah, sure. So for one, I think the path has changed. I think probably earlier it used to be explore.postman.com, but now it's a postman.com/explore. Though I think even if you go on the older path, it's supposed to redirect to this one, so that should
hopefully we redirect people.
Yeah. So there's this image that you're greeted with. And I think the same search, right? The search that we saw in the workspace, that's the same search on top. Everything that you want to search for. There's also, so on the left, can you click on the left? There's this in all of Postman.
Here, yeah.
And there's options to, let's look at something under the public API network. And what do you want to search for?
What do we have on the public API network? Actually, I think, would they be found? Video API video.
Do they have yeah, there's a team there.
They should have a team, yeah. Would that be them? Let's see.
Hi, Prithvi. So there's a question here.
Question. Let's see.
Do the search tags follow and or condition?
Good question. Do you remember when I said we should be able to answer every question?
Yes.
That was a lie. I actually do not know. I'm thinking it's or. Let's see.
Yeah, let's target one.
If we do Twitter and API.video, and we know both of them exist. Yeah, so it's or. Here I can see in the teams, I can find API.video, and I can also find the Twitter one. And I'm guessing if I do Twitter, Postman, and API Evangelist, for example. Yeah, again, I find Twitter stuff, and then I can do view all, and then I get the results for that. So I can see the Postman ones, the Twitter ones. Yeah.
I can see where's the API Evangelist one? Come last in sequence.
Let's see. And so it's an infinite scroll, right? It's just going to keep on going. Yeah. Let's see. Evangelist. Oh, it's nowhere to be seen. I guess his team is not called API Evangelist, or there's a space somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, to answer your question, it follows the OR condition. I'm not sure what the plans are, but seeing all the work we put in that universal search, wouldn't be surprised if eventually you can use, just like you would do like a search on Google to like say and or etc. If you can add these keywords to your search. But for now, it's not available for sure. So what were we on? I forgot already.
I think we were looking at we're looking at the Explore page. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the main difference between the previous Explore we had or API network we had is this section, right? The workspaces. So we should probably talk about that a bit. Do you have a TLDR on workspaces?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we should be able to view all of the workspaces through Explore. Maybe all of the we
What's
talked about workspaces, right? There should.
what's a workspace?
Okay. A workspace is basically this space where you can have all of your work. So yeah, I really thought like really hard about this.
So I think the main difference. So we didn't have workspaces at all in the public domain before, and one thing we realized, so people would use APIs or templates and share these, and there was this disconnection between people would import a template or import an API, and you would lose the connection to your users. So what this allows, first, it allows to like have more than one collection that you can share. So for example, if you look at which one should we look at? You can look at the
Dropbox.
Dropbox. Let's see if they have anything. They have one collection. So let's make one that has more. I think this one has more. Yeah, 38 collections, 5 API. So first, it's a place where you can share more than just one collection. So you can see, so that's the workspace we use at the Postman team to share stuff externally. So we have plenty. And it works the same way, right? Like if I look at, for example, the good documentation checklist, I have the documentation here. I can see it full screen. So I can do it all here. But also, I'm not part of this workspace. I'm someone else. Actually, I may be part of that workspace. Let me change account. I'll go to my personal account, access the same workspace.
Hi, Francis.
Hello, Francis. So, not part of that workspace at all, but yet I can still go in and chat with the people that are handling that. So, for example, good documentation checklist, I can go in and say, comment. What do I want to comment on? And I can say, can this be lower than 0, for example? And then people on the other side would get that notification, and I can interact with them directly and like, ask questions about the API, ask questions around the usage of it, whether like it's something that I'm not sure how to do, whether it's an improvement that I want to do, etc. So yeah, that's something that we felt was missing from the previous usage, and that's something that we think will enable better collaboration with pretty much anyone, right? Like, I'm not part of that workspace. I could also, let me switch back to the documentation view. Like, even someone that is not a Postman user, so I'm on a incognito window, not logged in, so you can see I need to sign in. Can access the same thing. Documentation is like accessible for everyone. You can see if I want to look at, so we have this one which monitors the air quality in India. I can still look how it works. I could copy this into my app and see, oh, okay, so this is the API call. This is the values that I need to replace, and actually have the description of this value so I know what to do. Yeah, it's, again, public workspace in a nutshell. Just a better way for you to interact with your community. And then the last thing that I wanted to show is, so I'm on my signed-in account, which is not part of the workspace. I can actually contribute to something. So I can, let's say the lunch picker, I feel like I could improve it. What I can do, I can create a fork and say, cool, so I'm going to fork this collection and say, this is my fork. And I put it in my workspace. So now I'm redirected to my workspace. I can start editing it. I can start adding stuff. And then eventually I can send it back to them and say, oh, here's my proposal. It may sound very familiar to GitHub. It's probably because it's the same concept, right? Like you have an organization, they have their own stuff, but you can't edit straight away. Otherwise, like anyone would go to Microsoft's repository and just edit stuff on the fly. So what you have to do, you get it on your own account, you do your changes, you try it out, you do some testing, etc. And then once you're happy with it, you can propose it as a change to them.
I think, yeah, you should be able to raise a pull request, right?
Let's see. I would need to change something first. Let me change something. Let's say random param, some value. Yeah, I'm saving this. Create a pull request. Okay, and now, so this is mine. This is destination one, which is in the public workspace. And I can tell them. So I'm not going to do it because I've already added comments, etc. And then guess who has to handle that on the other side? It's this guy. So no, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, I could just create one here. Actually, I hadn't seen that page before. It's pretty cool. There's a change log, which shows what has changed. So I can send that. And then obviously on the other side, you get that notification, you check the PR, and you can, I think, what are the, do you know what you can do when you get the PR?
Oh, you can merge if you like.
So you can merge, you can request, I think you can leave some comment and ask for some changes before as well.
Yeah, so I think this one will give you an option to add reviewers, right? If add the reviewer, should
yeah,
be able to
right
do.
there. Okay. Oh, I think, yeah, you need to, because you're participating to a public workspace, you need to make the collection public so they can see it. We have a question from not Sega Lord. Okay.
Not Sega Lord. So we're just looking at the workspaces. Yeah. So what's a workspace? I think Alimi looked at how all of the collections are all there in one place, and how we can, like, I think because it's public, anyone can comment on it. You can put on your suggestions, any of the collections.
So we're not working on something specific on that stream. This one is we have our Thursday stream where we usually like try to build something, etc. This stream is mostly for our users to ask questions. So if you're a user and you have any Postman question as to how to do something, etc., go for it. It's more, this is our office hours time. There's one per month, and it's just us hanging out on the stream, going through new features, etc., and waiting for people to ask questions. I'm guessing if you don't have questions, that's good news. But also, if you have any random questions around Sega games or stuff like that, we can chat about that too. Not that I know much about it. Cool. But yeah, what we were doing right now, we were looking at the new Postman for the web UI, the new Explore. What is new that we could look at?
There's a question.
Oh. Can we handle merge conflict? If yes, compare the conflicts. This could happen a lot when multiple writers collab on the same collection. Yes. I can actually, let me demo that. It's probably the best way to do it. I'll go on my, yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so I'm on my workspace. I only have one collection, that's perfect. I'll do create a fork. So this fork is going to be fork v1. And then I'll do another one, which will be fork v2. So I'm guessing your question is about if I have these two people, both of them have their own fork, and then they want to merge it back to this main one. So let's change the same thing for both of them. So this one is going to change this thing to be
bar 4.
bar 4. Okay. This is actually, to create a conflict, we would actually have to have this edited and then the main one to be edited as well. So at the same time, the main one is going to change that to bar 3. Now we have a conflict because the parent collection has been changed. The fork has been changed. And now if I try to create a pull request, I'm going to send that, change the bar. And I can find a reviewer, which is probably going to be myself. Cool.
How convenient.
And now let's see if it says. So it shows the conflict,
conflicts.
as you can see. 2 conflicts, and I can either click on this, which would resolve, but I'm not quite sure what it would do. So the other thing I can do is just actually say, what do I want to keep? Let's see. Okay, so basically what it would do, I think it would keep that. Let's see.
Won't you have to, you have to resolve it, no? To choose which one you want to keep.
Resolve conflicts. Okay, that makes sense. I thought it was just like, I actually thought it would just pick one by default, but yeah, no, that makes sense. So I click resolve conflicts, and now I have this option where I can, so I have the view URL and then create parameter. I can say, I'm going to use the one from the, that's the one from the fork. So I'm going to use this and then pull the changes. And now if I go back to this one, I can see, oh, why do I have bar 3? Which one did I select? I can't remember.
I think you.
I think I did take back bar 4.
You need to approve it, no? You didn't. We didn't merge changes or approve. We just pulled from the.
Let's see.
Yeah, we pulled. We found a conflict, so we resolved the conflict. But I think.
Okay. So I need to. How do I find it now?
You go back to. Maybe click on the fork. Click on the fork, not the source.
So that's to create a new fork. No, I'm getting all lost. Okay, let's try that again. This one is still bar 3. This one is still bar 4. We do create a request.
There's merge changes over there. Can we try? Yeah, I saw merge changes there.
Merge changes. Okay, and that would repress. Okay, wait, let me see. Yes, we are still live. Okay, so if I do that, I can also choose to update the destination with the change, so kind of like force merge. I can merge the changes and update from the source. So if there was any change, I can do that. Or I can merge the changes and delete my fork. And now I have is the v2 one here, and it's been merged here. But I'm still wondering. I want to do that again. So this one is bar 4. This one is bar 2. Let's do create pull request. Test again. Okay, now it's not a conflict, it's just a change, so I can just pull it. Okay, so I pulled them, and now I can approve, and this can be merged. Okay, so that's what you meant, right? Like the first time, all I did was just pull them, but I did not actually merge it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so that's the step I was missing. Cool. hopefully that replied to your question. I will try to pronounce your name. I'll probably get it super wrong. Iprit, is it? Vitarun?
I think it's Prithvi, the Prithvi Tharun. Yeah.
Okay, I'll trust you on this one. Okay. Follow up. Use this isn't directly visible with all the other colors, but it is the primary action that we're performing on the resolve config screen. Probably true, actually. So I know one thing that we're working on. So the thing, let me actually show it once again. So I'll delete that fork. Add fork this one. Oop,
you have to create a conflict to get the use.
So this one is now going to be bar 5. Yep. Save. And then this one is going to be bar 6. Wait. What? Cool. And now, if I go again here, come on. Test. Okay, so you're talking about when I click here and go here, right? Yeah, so I know one thing we're working on, and that's something that we still need to get better on, is the contrast between buttons, backgrounds, test on buttons, etc. And we have, I think soon, we'll have a fully compliant, contrast-friendly app. I can't give a date, but yeah, that's probably going to help with that. But that said, I'm also just going to get your feedback and bring it to the team as well. That's another reason why we do these streams, because then we can get direct feedback from all of you. So wait, now I'm in the same thing. I can say I want to use bar 6.
Should be the same colors on the app as well, right? This is the web version that we're looking at.
Yeah. Can pull changes. And now I can merge.
Okay. There's a pigeon in my house. The balcony window is open, so he's
Bring him on the stream. The more the merrier. Is it just bouncing around now?
I think he'll fly away soon. My sister is going to be pretty scared if she walks into the hall.
So yeah, that's the step I was missing from before. What you pointed out, Mina, I did need to actually merge the changes after pulling them. Cool. That was I've actually not worked with forking, merging, etc. in a while, so that's interesting.
But so I think a lot, almost all of the templates that are there, they're public, right? It would be fun for anyone to just fork them, maybe add visualizations or...
Yeah, definitely. So if we go back to explore and then workspaces and publish Postman workspace. So any of these, if you want to give a go and do some videos, some of them already have it. So for example, I think, this one is the main one. And if you look at some of them, they already have visualized. So if I fork this one, and I fork it in my workspace again. Because you just mentioned a visualizer, and I don't know if anyone or everyone knows about it. So I've just got that from the public workspace, and I can now show you what's a visualizer.
Is it just me, or I see your window is... see it's very big and the window is small.
There you go. So what's a visualizer? It's a way to visualize stuff. So it's a normal API. I send it gives me back some JSON, but it's a long list and kind of don't want to have to read through that. So what I can do, I can add some HTML, CSS, and I can see that as a bar chart directly in Postman. And this obviously would change based on the data that comes from the API. This is not an image. This is like live data. So you can do bar chart. You can do, let's do what trading data. I don't know if this one is going to work because you need an API token. Let's see. World trading data for Apple. So I guess he's looking at how Apple's data move. Let's just do another one. Yeah, timed out. UFO sightings. Something went wrong.
Yeah, the test failed.
Yep. So let's do school test score. Nope, I don't have
The token.
the token. Okay, what do I have? Let's do one that I have. Earthquakes. Cool. So this one again, this one is even longer than the other one. It's like, it's too long to read. So I have 58,000 lines of JSON. And clearly I could read through that and guess like where all the earthquakes are and like see where the epicenter is, etc., etc. But I could just go into visualize and look at that. It's just ready for me to consume, and I can see. So lucky me, there's no earthquake at all around here. Is there some in India?
Yes, I see the
There's
north.
one in the north. Draw mouse to zoom in onto section. Double click to zoom out. It's not working. Can't draw. Okay. Yum. Okay, so it just gives me latitude, longitude, and then I can double click to zoom out. No, it does not work either. What if I zoom here? Cool. But yeah, so you can do a lot of stuff. You can do maps, tree, cross filter, etc. And this one is just an example of how you do visualizer. But to your point, Mina, was that anyone that wants to take any of this other collection that is available on the public workspace and wants to like kind of improve the usage for users, you can take any of them, add a quick visualizer, and if you're interested in how to do that, there's a whole documentation about it, obviously. Visualizing responses. I'm going to put that in the chat. So it tells you how to do it, and there's even a small video, a nice video to do it. And so pull request, add your visualizer, and then create fork, add your visualizer, create your pull request. And ideally, maybe one day, every collection will have its own visualizer. Imagine, that would be nice.
That'd be cool, yeah.
I mean, I think, actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, so I'm not going to talk about this. But yeah, there's some stuff coming up. That's what I can say. But that's true for everything. So I'm definitely not spoiling anything there.
I'll keep guessing what it was that you were about to say.
Was there anything else? Anyone in the chat? We have 10 minutes left before the end of the stream. We've had a few questions, which was good. But if anyone else has questions, again, it's your time to shine. Or it's your time to get like help from Postman experts, which is what we are. I know I don't look too professional, but believe me.
Is this the last monthly office hours for 2020?
Mm-hmm. Yep, all the feels. It's the last time I'm doing an office hours this year. Actually,
last time this year.
It might be my last live stream. No, it wouldn't be. No, I don't think so. Probably have another. That's one thing that. So again, same as for the new release notes. If there's anything that you're interested in, like what's coming up with Postman, because that's a question that we've had. Like, what are you working on? You can go here and see Postman news. So that's like the new features and So new features, new collections, new blog posts, etc. But if you go in events, then here you'll find all the tweet streams, all the webinars, all the conferences. If you didn't know, we have a huge conference coming up that you should probably join, which is called Postman Galaxy. We have Steve Wozniak talking there. We have Ellen Ochoa, which works for the NASA. So yeah, you should check that out. And I'm actually gonna send this here. Is it possible to summarize the fork part? For sure. So it was coming from another question. One thing that we were kind of demoing at the time is how you can do version control through Postman, basically. So the same way you would do on any Git repository, GitHub, GitLab, whatever, I can fork a collection, do some changes, then either it's my own collection and I can just merge it to someone else. Oh, I was not sharing my screen again. I was talking about stuff on my screen and I did not share it. Okay, so yeah, so this is a collection, this is a fork, and I can say, so I can actually see that's a fork. But I can make some changes to that one and I can say, actually, there's a new param now. And it's a new value. Save that. And now I can, so there's a few options. If you're working in a team, you can do pull request, and then someone will review it and say, this is good, this is not good, this is what you need to change. Or if it's just me, so you can see I'm in my personal workspace here, I can just merge the changes and say, oh, there you go. I'm happy with that. Just merge the changes and done. So there's obviously a few use cases for that. If you have a collection in that is used by other people, you don't want to break their flow while you're working on it, so you create a fork. And I can show you how to do that as well. So I have this one. I can go ahead and say, create a fork. And I'll say, this is to update flow, because why not? And I have my Postman Eco update flow fork, and I can do whatever I want on this one, merge it, create a pull request. And you can do that through pretty much all entities of Postman. When I say all entities, it's not like monitors, workspaces. It's more like I can go in a different workspace. So we have this one, for example, that we've created for all these streams. And let's take one that I don't have access to. So for example, this one, Jana Monet rules. I can go here and say, okay, I don't have access to it. So obviously I can't edit it. So I'm gonna go here and say create a fork. Say Ardenis fork. I'll fork it in my personal workspace. Yep. Same again, I can add some stuff in here. Hello, is it me you were looking for? So I can do something like that. And then once I've done my changes, create a pull request. And the person, so Hannah has the ownership on the other collection. So I can tell her, please accept my PR.
That's usually the way you.
Obviously, everyone that does that works in a team always that's what you want to write in your summary of changes, right? Jokes, obviously, you wanna do better stuff than this.
One, yeah.
So you can review your changes, and when you're happy with it, just create a pull request. So because I have it in my personal workspace, I will need to give Hannah access to that so she can review it, which I have not. So ideally, I'm not going to go through that now, but I would give Hannah access to it, and then I could create a pull request. But yeah, so that's the version control in a nutshell. But also, Mina shared a link with me, so you can learn more about it on the Learning Center. So I'll put it in the chat. So forking is similar to branching. In the end, this will merge to the master final version. The forks are visible to all the team members of the workspace. So yeah, the forks, if I do a fork in the team workspace, this one, everyone will be able to see it. So for example, like I can see this one. I don't know if you have a few other ones. I have this one, but not everyone will be able to edit it. So this one you can see, so Joyce created it, but I can see there's a lock here, which means I do not have edit access on that collection. I don't know if it's similar to branching. I guess
So
it is.
it's a little different because on GitHub you usually fork the entire project and then you create branches on the project. So yeah, but it is similar in a way. It's just
Yeah, I guess you're forking the entire collection, editing it, but there's no. It's not like. I guess you could start another branch and you could just have that fork collection that goes somewhere else completely, and you don't actually keep track or try to merge it back to the final version anymore. Because that's one of the things with GitHub, right? Like you can branch out of a project and then create your own thing out of it. And I know, like for example, like the HTTP request package. I know now we have a Postman HTTP request package that we use for Postman, and because we have like some specific needs for Postman, we don't merge it back to the HTTP request one because it wouldn't make sense for the other users. So there's a few differences, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's the same concept. You have a main collection, you fork it, do your changes, and then it's up to you whether you want to merge it back to the main one or if you just want to keep it to yourself and do your own project out of it.
yeah. I think you should also be able to fork a fork.
Good question. Let's see. So I have this fork. Create a fork. Forkception.
Forkception.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, then I guess you can fork as much as you want. But then, what's the parent collection of this one? Like if I do an edit here, save.
Ideally, it should be something that you fork from.
Okay, yeah. So it is. So that's the parent collection. It doesn't skip any step, right? Okay, cool. That makes sense. Yeah, I didn't think of that, but that's yeah.
Ovik Click says, thank you very much. That made sense. By the way, when will we have the next similar session once again?
So, in terms of next section, let's have a look. Oh, did I think my webcam's broken. So next session, let's see. As I said that before, but I forgot to actually show it on screen. And let me just quickly try to restart this.
So this is the discourse
Forum.
forum. Yes.
Sorry, I'm getting stuck. So that's the discourse forum. If you want to see the differentiation, so this one is a specific one, which is just office hours, and this one is every month. So the next one would be next month, so in January sometime. But we do have more streams, and the next one we have is this Thursday with our CEO, which doesn't ask me anything. And actually, I'm also lying because if you want to have another office hour session, there's one later today. But it's going to be late. I mean, I don't know what's your time zone, but it's going to be at 7 p.m. UTC. So you can just change that as well. Yep. So yeah, 7 p.m. UTC will be the next session today. With that said, let's see. There's another question. I just joined in. I want to learn Postman. Can you share free and paid resources? Docs or video? Any? Cool. Okay, so if you're in India, it's probably going to be a bit late for you.
Yeah, IST, the next office hours will be next month. Yeah, but there's going to be live streams.
Every Thursday. So resources for learning Postman. Mostly the main one we always talk about is learning.postman.com, and that's where you can get started with learning Postman. So you can go explore the docs, and then you have, it's just a walkthrough. Basically, it tells you how to get it installed, the different, like the first functionalities of Postman, etc. But then you can move into more advanced stuff. So you have some videos here. So that's one. That's probably the main one. The other one that I would recommend is our YouTube channel. So let me just send them all in the chat as I go. This one is the learning one.
The webinar.
So we have a YouTube channel with plenty of videos. So there's a Postman 101 for developer here, which is nice. And there's a whole webinar playlist that you can check out. That's another one that we recommend. And then there's a series of videos from PostCon. Let me see. I think if you do here, which is this series of videos. So 6 videos, Postman Fundamentals, part 1, 2, 3, and then Postman Expert, part 1, 2, 3. So that's like 2 hours worth of video to kind of go through Postman. So let me share this playlist as well. And then
let's also, so OVClick's asking us to share the URI for the schedule. I think the one that was on Discourse.
yeah. So was it? Actually, the best URL for events is on our website, and it's this one. So it's postman.com, and then at the bottom you have this what's happening, and that includes webinars, Twitch, conference. So I would just recommend going to postman.com for that. And then Techno user, there's one more resource that you may want to be interested in, which is the, where am I going to find that? Explore postman.com. Yep. Learn by API, I think it's called. Okay, so there's no, how am I going to find them, these collections then?
I think there's API 101 is.
API 101.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's actually in the Postman public workspace. And there's these two. So API 101 and API Learner. They are 2 collections that actually walk you through how to use Postman to send a request, delete a request, etc., etc. But that comes out of a whole program which allows you to get a badge, like some sort of like certification for Postman. And this is called the Postman Student Program. I'll send that to you as well. So it's meant to be for students, but you can still go through the training yourself. And there's a few steps to it. So you're going to go through this collection. There's going to be a flow of tests that you're going to have to do. And then you'll be a Postman master.
Expert.
Yeah, master, expert. You'll be the boss. So I'm sorry for my webcam. It just my PC decided to give up on me. Maybe I'll be back at some point. Any other question? Let's see. I'm back.
Yes, we can see you.
Way. Okay, cool.
See the trees behind you as well.
Yeah, actually, before I leave, I'm just going to change that quickly to... Oh, there you go. Now I'm in Paris, as you can see.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I am not seeing any more questions. So hopefully we've helped everyone here that had a question. We've shared a lot of resources. If you have more questions, the main one that you want to go to is the community forum. So we've shared it a few times. If not, the other place you want to go and kind of catch us is the Twitter. So you can reach out to us on Twitter at GetPostman. There's always someone checking the messages. You can DM us, you can tweet at us. Any questions that you have, go for it. And then what else should I share? Learning Center, learning.postman.com. Check that out as well. And if you happen to be on the stream but don't know what Postman is, want to give it a try, you can get it from this URL, which is postman.com/downloads. Oh, we have someone that tries to spam our chat, so I'm not going to show that one.
I'm not going to click on that.
DM via Twitter. So if you do twitter.com/getpostman, our DMs are open, so you can just DM us there. Otherwise, the community forum, you can post there. We're checking all the socials, all community forum anyway, so anything should work. With that said, Mina, do you have any last thing you want to share?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Let's see. Oh,
just want to tell you not to click on the link that keeps coming.
Yeah, we have a. So it's the good thing with this way to stream. You don't see all the chats that are coming in, and we have a bot that is trying to get us to buy followers for Twitch at the moment. So we just won't do it because we don't need that. Cool. Then with that said, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your questions. We'll see you later today if you're around, or we'll see you on Thursday for the Ask Me Anything, or we'll see you on the community forum on Twitter at our conference. I don't know. We'll see you one day or the other somewhere, maybe. Cool. With that said, have a good day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.